Good morning, students. Good morning. My screen is visible. So as my screen is visible. Now it is visible. Okay. So yesterday class I discussed about some project scope and production deliverables, and also activities. And also effort estimation. So last topic is project infrastructure. our plan is fit into that existing infrastructure. Okay. Once you are planning in that time only, how to see that our plan is fit into the existing system. So for this, the project must fit the steps involved in project infrastructure, or for fit the existing infrastructure, we have to follow these 3 steps. First one, identify relationship between the project and strategic plans. So in this, we have to here the project management should check the existing strategic plan of the project. Okay, here project management should check the strategic plan of the project for the selection of the project to be carried out by an organization. So the organization has to check the strategic plan. Okay, there will be also technical framework the new system is proposed, it should be fit into the existing one. So there will be hardware and software standards need to also communicate for the infrastructure point of view, how to communicate with hardware and software standards. Okay, so all these should be documented. We have to maintain a document for architecture process. So we are designing for hardware and also software and technical framework. We are maintaining a document for expertise architecture process. So we have to maintain a document. So in this, if you the project management check the strategic plan before carried out to by an organization, before it check the strategic plan of the project, and also it also check the technical framework which is a new system should be fit, which is proposed to new system should fit. Okay, it also communicate with hardware and software standards. So all these comes under identify relation between project and planning. Next one, identify installation standards procedures. See here, an organization that develops software should define their development procedures. So in this, we have to we have to change the requirements are implemented in safe, or we have to maintain, we have to change the requirements and implementations regarding change control and configuration management standards. So we have to change the requirements and implementations by the system configuration or change control configuration management standards. Okay, then we have to also means installation, identify installation standards means we have to make changes in already existing standards. Okay, also we have to maintain separate quality standards manual, because it could be used to check the quality at each project life cycle. So we have to maintain the separate quality standard manual, because we have to check quality at each point of the project life cycle. What is the quality of the project we have to check? So we have to maintain a separate standard manual. Okay, next here project manager should be aware of project planning and control standards. So here project manager should have aware of project planning and control standards, which relates to the number of hours spent by team members. So here, for example, the project manager has the aware of project planning, because how many hours the project team members are work on each task, he has to plan before submitting the plan. So last one, identify project team organization. So yeah, project especially in decisions are taken by. So for this purpose, monitor and control the overall team organization. He has the capability to control overall organization. So this comes under identify project team organization. So the first unit is completed. Uh, Regarding first unit, anybody has please write a message in chat box. Otherwise, I move to the second unit. So my screen is visible. Okay. Move to the second unit. So second unit is project approach. So what is project approach? So project approach, but okay. So our second project approach, the voice is audible. So the here in-depth investigation of the topic learning topic worth learning about. So that we call it as a project approach is an in-depth investigation of a topic. We have to learn about that topic in depth. We call it as a project approach. Approach we have. So what is model? So models are also called process model is like a graphical life cycle model. A process model describes carried out we call it as a so project cycle means life cycle project parameters. We call it as a project plan. So see here the main life cycle models are here system development life cycle model. So software and system development life cycle model. So what is system development life cycle model? So you can see a framework that describes the activities performed at each stage of software project. So here I design a framework that describes the activity performed at each stage of software development project. For developing a project for each stage, what you have to do that will be represented in a framework. So all systems have a life cycle or series of stages they naturally undergo. So here different types of stages are there. Okay. First, what is system development life cycle or what is between methodology and system SDLC? So here SDLC refers to so method is nothing but an approach invented by human to okay. So here understand about SDLC. It describes a framework that describes the activities performed at each stage of the software development process. We call it as a SDLC, System Development Life Cycle. So here different types of life cycle models are there. One is the waterfall model, and some models are the spiral model, increment model, or dynamic system model, and agile model. So why we are using all these things means we are planning a project. We are using some of the models we have to choose. So we have to know individual models in details. So first we go to the waterfall model. So here, my internet is visible to everyone. My voice is audible. Please write a message. Okay. So waterfall model is the first process model. So it is also represent sequential model. So see here, the name itself indicates waterfall. So waterfall, everybody know waterfall. Water falls from top to bottom, not moves from bottom to top. Okay. So here once we start the project from first stage, so then move to the second stage, third stage, fourth stage. So the waterfall model, waterfall from top to bottom. So you have to remember that is the waterfall model. So here waterfall model is linear sequential model. It is also called as linear sequential model. It will moves in linear order. Step one, step in linear order. Okay. So we also called as classic life cycle model. So waterfall model we also called as classic life cycle model. So actually waterfall model was W. Royce in 1970. Has been daily software projects ever since. So till now also most of the people are using waterfall model. Waterfall model is the basic model for project planning. Okay. So here the waterfall model illustrates the software development process in a linear sequential flow. Okay, we have to follow a linear sequential flow. This means that any phase in the development process begin only if the previous phase is completed. So I already told you we have started in first phase. After completion of the first phase only, we move to the second phase. So here see the waterfall. So waterfall from top to bottom. Okay. So here waterfall approach does not define the process to go back to the previous phase. So to handle change in requirement. For example, water starts from dropping from hill to down. We cannot move from bottom to top. Water in waterfall, water drops from top to bottom only. Same way, if the any waterfall in any, if you want to go back to the previous phase, or we want to move to the hill, so it does not. Okay, so for this purpose they are using some other model. For only they are using this model. When we use this model, we will explain in later class. Okay, so okay, understand here waterfall model. See the diagram. This is the waterfall model. So already you all know requirement analysis system. Water so first one is the waterfall. Waterfall is are having different phases requirement analysis. So here waterfall model we have different are there. One is requirement analysis, system design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. So I already told you waterfall model. This is the first software model. So this software model life cycle is used widely in software engineers. Most of the software engineers used this widely used in software engineering. Why they are using in software engineering means they ensure success of the project. To ensure the success of the project, almost all the software engineers are using this waterfall model. So in the approach, the whole process development is divided into separate phases. So see here different phases are there. The whole process waterfall model is divided into different phases. See the diagram, different phases. So if any process or if any product is there, or if any problem is there, the problem is divided into a series of phases. See here divided into series of phases. Here the outcome of one phase act as an input to the other phase. This is the requirement. For example, here see here the output of one phase is act as a input to the other phase. The output or requirement is act as input to the system design. Again, output of see here output of required analysis act as a input to the system design, and output of system design input to the implementation, and outcome of implementation is input to testing. So here output of testing is input to the deployment, and output of deployment is input to the maintenance. Okay. Here see here one phase act as an input for the next phase. That should be in sequential. Now let us see one thing that you have to remember, that once if one phase is completed, okay, one phase is completed, you are supposed to go for the next phase. See here phase, once it is freeze, next go to the next phase. Once it is freeze, it's go to the next phase. Like that we have to follow it. That's why we call it as a waterfall model. So here first drop. So here first drop. It comes to the next stage. Next comes stage. If you drop the water, the stages will be changing from high to the low. For example, when we pouring a water from terror, so first it reaches the top floor, nothing but fifth floor. Then flow next to the fourth floor, like that it is coming down. So this is the example of the waterfall model. So waterfall model is the earliest system development approach that was used for software development. So waterfall model is an example of sequential model. So it is also referred as linear sequential life cycle. So it is very simple and easy to understand and use. You must remember that in each phase must be completed before the next phase begin. Once the required analysis is completed only, then we move to the system design. This required output is input, act as input to the system. Okay, understand? So any doubts? You remember this flowchart. This is one of the software development life cycle model. You have to remember the flowchart. And also you have to remember the what is required analysis, what we need. So we are all know about this. Okay. So here see the diagram here, sequence of activities work from top to bottom. Different phases. See the phase model outcome of see the all the possibility of the system to develop are in this phase only. All the requirements of the system to be developed are captured in this requirement analysis only. So in this requirement analysis, we define needed information and also functions and behavior of the project and performance of the project and interfaces all we discussed in requirement analysis. So this requirement analysis done by the customers by asking them only how to these are the done by the requirements are done by the customers. Okay. Next go to system design. So in the system design, this phase helps in specifying hardware and overall system architecture. Okay, in system design, the name itself indicates we have to help specifying the hardware and also system architecture. This phase also specify the front end, back end languages also. In system design, only we have to choose the front end and back end languages also. Okay. In design, we are using some data structures or software architecture or interface representation and algorithm designs. All we are discussing in design. Okay, in system design. So, a detailed definition of inputs or outputs and process, including data structures, are also all these comes under design. Next, move to the implementation or coding. Implementation or coding. So this system is first developed in coding. The system is first developed in small programs called units. So we have to split the overall project into units. Each unit is developed separately. We already know each unit is developed separately. Here, here in this, the system is divided into small programs called units. Okay. Here, design translated into code. Coding includes software quality activities such as inspections, unit tests, and integration tests. It includes coding includes inspections, unit test, and integration tests, and many takeoffs from this. These tests done by developers or a unit or group or team. And also here we are installations or conversions we are using testing. After testing, system is installed or replace an existing system, or it requires software or data conversion, or in this important to not interrupt daily activities during conversion process. So cannot make sure that by converting terminal we are not interrupt anything, and also install incrementally, run in parallel, or turn switch and live with etc. All these are doing in testing or coding, sorry, in implementation. Okay, next move to the topic, sorry, move to the testing. So in integration of testing, all units developed in the previous phase are integrated. Already we are split there into units, so we are integrated them. So after post integration, the entire system is tested for any result and for any faults and failures. So in this, after integration, we have to check once again, is there any failure or fault occur? Okay, next one, in integration, we have to check if failure or faults occur. Okay, so here to discover errors or correct errors, to achieve an acceptable level of quality, we are reaching our quality or not, carried out by developers to deliver. So here these are carried out by developers here to deliver. So this is comes under the testing. Next, move to the next one. See here, in implementation we are using source code, database, or user document and testing. In test, check if all code modules work together, if the system as a whole behaves as per the specification. So nothing but deployment also is the at customer environment, also called as product release. Here, after overall these steps, first we have to require the system design, then only the product is released to the deploy customer environment. Okay. So this is about the waterfall model. So here waterfall model approach is chosen by management because it creates clear milestones at the end of the each phase. At the end of each phase. At the end of each phase. Okay. So see the diagram here. So you must remember that water one stage is completed only, next move to the other stage. Okay, understand? Clear? So, waterfall, what are the advantages of waterfalls? So, what are the advantages of waterfall? It is simple and easy to understand. Easy to understand just like waterfall, and also easy to manage due to of the model. Okay, here easy to manage. Here phases are processed and completed once at a time. Here each phases are processed and completed one at a time. One phase one completed, then go move to the phase two. So here phases are completed one at a time. Also see here milestones are well understood. So sets requirements established stability. And also good for management control, running plan, staff track occur. Here we also one of advantages are easy to arrange tasks and clearly defined stages and well understood. And also in this process and results are well documented. Okay, then here works well for smaller projects where requirements are very understood. Once the requirements are understood, it is good for the smaller projects. Okay, these are the advantages of waterfall model. And also here the waterfall model provides a systematic and sequential approach to software development and is a better build and fix approach. So it is a sequential approach to develop a software product. And also it is clearly divides the problem into distinct phases that may be performed independently. And also another strength is it is a simple and natural approach to solving the problem. These are the advantages of the manage. And also here are well documented. Also process completed time. Some advantages of waterfall model. Next, disadvantages. So by when we choosing waterfall model, all requirements must be known upfront. We have to know all the requirements of the project only. We are using we have already all the data related to the project only. We are using the waterfall model because stage completed only, it moved to the stage 2. Here see here deliverables created for each phase are considered. Frozen inhibits flexibility, so it depends upon the previous phase. Okay, in this it also does not reflect problem. So if the problem is occurred in any medium phase, we will not go to the back to the phase. Once the completion of the project only move to completion of the phase only, we come to the next phase. In this phase is some risk occur, we cannot move to so little opportunity for customer to preview the system. So it is maybe too late. Okay. So here we are here only here time consuming. and in this one hour never backward. Okay, and also little room for iteration. Iteration is very less. Difficult responding to change, and also product is available at the end of the phase. Also, it is not suitable for the projects where requirements are at a moderate or high risk of changing. If the it is not suitable for requirements are available at after some stage completed, so it is not suitable. Okay, this project is not realistic, means does not match real projects, and also does not reflect the nature of the software, and also it requires complete set requirements, no also it does not incorporate risk assessment. So all these are the disadvantages of waterfall model. So when we use this model, already explained one of the advantages, requirements are clear and fixed, that may not change, then only we can use waterfall model. And also when it is possible to produce a stable design, only we are using waterfall model. And also there are no ambiguous requirements, and in this means no confusion. The requirements are fulfilled, only we are using this model. And also it is good to use this model when the technology is well understood. By using this model is very efficient. Next, the project is short and cost is low. When the project is small and the cost is low, we go for the waterfall model. And when we are doing project, risk is zero or minimum, we are using waterfall model. When we are planning a project, in the project risk is zero or minimum, we are using waterfall model. So all these about any doubt regarding waterfall model, please write a message in chat box. See what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages, and why when we use the waterfall model. So this is the newest model, means old any doubt, write a message in chat box. So there are different types of models. Today I discuss waterfall model. Tomorrow I will discuss the spiral model and iterate increment model. So requirement is system design, implementation, testing. So all these I already explained in already all these explained in project planning first unit. So you refer that. If anyone any doubt, please refer that in first unit. Okay. Today I am ending the session. Tomorrow we will meet again. Thank you.